So my book is titled The Wake Up, Don't Be a Rip and Winkle. So I'll start with the story of Rip and Winkle. Rip and Winkle is a short story. It was written by Washington Irving more than 200 years back. And it is still relevant. A lot of business schools, they still use it as a case study. The story is set in a small village. Rip was a very simple man, and everybody in the village, they liked him. Because he was very helpful by nature. He used to tell stories to children. Except his wife. His wife used to constantly nag him. Why don't you do some proper work? Why don't you, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your talent. And the life went along. One day, early morning, his wife started nagging him. The usual family problems, and Rip got pissed off. So he came out of his house and he started walking out of the village. And there he met a group of people. They were rolling drums of whiskey. So then he started helping them. And they spoke, they became friends, and in the evening they all stopped to have a drink and food. So Rip was very tired, so Gatagat he had 2-3 drinks and he felt dizzy and he went to sleep. When he woke up, it was early morning and Rip got scared. Oh Larry, today my wife is going to kill me. And he started walking towards the village. As he was walking towards the village, he noticed like things were looking different. So he was still a little confused. Then when he reached the village, everything looked different. The houses looked different, the cars looked different, the clothes people were wearing was different. So he was wondering, yesterday morning when I left my village, yesterday evening I had a drink and went to sleep. How can things suddenly change? Then he noticed his own reflection in a mirror. And he was shocked. And he was looking very old. Like he had a white beard, he was balding, his shirt was torn. And then he grabbed a newspaper nearby, and then he realized that I've been sleeping for 20 years. Now, physically, nobody can sleep for 20 years. Even if you're in a coma, you need life support. See, this Rip and Winkle is a metaphor for being mentally asleep. I'll tell you a true story of a friend of mine who woke up after 25 years. He's working in a leading pharma company as a director of strategy. And he's a very brilliant chap. If you go to his house, he has 2 rooms full of books. All topics. He can talk in any topic you tell him, he can talk. So a few months back, he had a slight pain in his chest. And he told his wife, kal main tour mein ja raha hu. After I come back, I'll do the test. But by some instinct, his wife said, nahi, aaj hi karna hai. We'll do some test today. And they went to a hospital, and the doctor told him, boss, you're lucky. And you have to do immediate bypass, not in one place, but 6 places. And this condition was real bad. So this friend, he started his career as a MR when he was 20. And this incident happened when he was 45. So after 25 years, suddenly he woke up. Main to itna fit tha. I was a football player in Calcutta. How did this happen? Why did I become a Rip and Winkle? So the answer is, today we all have become jugglers. So आपने circus में देखा होगा ना, people are juggling different things. So we all have become jugglers. So we have BNI, we have our own business, we have your wife, your family, and every day like new balls get added. My father is in hospital, my mother had a fall. So people have started buying Honda City. So like you juggle different aspects in your life. इसमें क्या होता है कि 1 or 2 balls fall down and like you forget about it, you play blind. Suddenly some incident happened and you're forced to wake up. So that incident could be a health issue, like my friend. So after 25 years, suddenly woke up. Well, मैं तो इतना fit आदमी था, why did I become a Rip and Winkle? Like how did I end up in this? Or it could be a relationship issue. Like another true story, a friend of mine is a VP marketing, and another brilliant chap, like a very dynamic. He's from MR, he has become a VP. Last year his son was 21 years old, he committed suicide. So father and son ka beech mein strain tha, and like somehow they stopped talking. And so baad mein you realize what has happened. So third is, it could be a business. Like I'll tell my own story. Like around 2005, I was operating from Shivaji Park. It was a partnership company and we were doing really good. One of our biggest client was Piramal Group. And Swati Piramal, at that time, she was the head of corporate communications, and at least once a week, she used to come to our place. And we used to do for all the leading pharma companies and ad agencies. So there was one small agency we used to do work with. It was run by a couple, husband and wife. The wife was a B.Pharm MBA, the husband was an engineer. And one day, we four of us, we were sitting in a restaurant having a drink, and suddenly these people, they give a proposal, why don't we all four together join and start a new company. So after 2 drinks, as such, you are feeling euphoric. So everybody said, chalo start karte hain. So we all floated a new private limited company, 25% share for all four of us, and we started this company. First year we managed 1 crore turnover, second year 2 crore, and then the problem started. So when we started this company, there was no roadmap written, there was no formal structure. So all four of us, we were behaving like CEOs. So the company as such was run by a committee, and you can't run a company by a committee, especially when it is growing. So then we had operational issues, financial issues started creeping in, and then myself and a partner, we decided, it's getting problematic here. So we sold out 25% shares, both our shares to them, and we both exited. And myself and my partner, we started on our own. We continued for a year, but by that time, even our relationship had got strained. So then we had to split. So last 5 years, I'm on my own. Last 4 years, I've been operating from Thane. The last 2 years, I'm part of BNI. So I wrote this book in 2012. So I was trying to answer the question, how to minimize the if only regrets in your life. See, this, you can't totally avoid it. Like as I was saying, we are juggling so many things, so something is going to miss. Like maybe after 2 years, you suddenly remember something, if only I had taken care of that client, if only I had done this, if only I had done that. So how do we minimize the if only regrets? So there is a beautiful quote from Alice in the Wonderland. Alice asked the cat, which road I should take. So the cat replies, depends where you want to go. So Alice says, it doesn't matter, wherever I can go wherever. So the cat says, then it doesn't matter, you can take whatever road you want, it will lead somewhere. So what I have understood is the most important thing is you should know what you want from life. So then you can decide what road you want to take. Like in case of business, say suppose I'm a production house. So what I want in the next 5 years, whether I want to be part of an agency, whether I want, like say today I'm doing films for pharma companies, tomorrow I want to do for an agency tomorrow, or I want to go into film production. No, I should have some vision for my company. Similarly, in terms of relationship, like okay, you have listed your priority. I want a good relation with my son, but then not talking is not an option. Sometimes you said, "Arey, साला वो कुछ समझ में नहीं आता, मरने दे उसको," and he really died. So this is a very shocking thing. So if you have listed what you want in your life, then you have to find a proper road. The third is even in terms of health, you have decided, okay, this is my priority. Now I'm going to go to gym. See, but the success ratio will again depend on different. The degree of success depends on different factors. Like, okay, you have decided I want to go to a gym, but instead of 5 days, you go for 1 day or 2 days. So the degree will depend. So that's it. So in summary, decide what you want in life, you decide what road you want to take, and keep every day listing out, okay, this is what I want in life, and am I doing it? Am I doing something to achieve it? So that's Stephen Covey's, there is a beautiful matrix, importance and urgency. Like whatever you do in your life, you can put it into this 4 matrix. And he's saying the most important but the least urgent matrix, that is a game changer in your life. And most of us, we avoid it because 80% of our is what we do is what is very urgent and very important. मोबाइल का बिल भरना है, व्हाट्सएप का मैसेज आया है. So all this takes care of our daily life, whereas what is the game changer in our life we tend to miss. So that's in summary, like wake up, don't be a Rip Van Winkle. You can download my book from Amazon.in for 200 rupees.